Wow.
Mini split. And this is the kitchen. This is the bathroom.
Are you putting windows in there?
Yes.
Oh.
2 windows. This is another one.
I love it.
Yeah. So this is the patio. So it's gonna be two family living here, one over there and one over here. So right now,
can you give us a few numbers?
Sure. I'm
If you don't mind.
I'm charging over there like 2200. And this one, this side, I'm going to charge 1800.
Okay. And you bought these houses or you lease purchased them or?
No, I purchased this property a year ago with seller finance.
Okay.
And right now I already paid off. Well, 3 months ago, I already found another Harmony lender and I paid off. So right now I have a loan in here for 160,000.
And so the payments are going to be about 1,100-1,200 a month, if you don't mind me asking.
1350.
1350, and you're going to rent it out for 1,800 and to 2,000, I think you said.
Yes, 2,200 plus 1,800 is 4,000.
And how long before you pay it off? I'm big about getting rid of mortgages and installment debt. How long before you pay it off?
Maybe I think 40,000. I think probably 5 years.
5 years. It'll be free and clear.
Yes.
It'll keep going up in value. It'll keep positive cash flow after all your expenses, taxes, insurance, and everything else, and everything. And that one little property at a time. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That is great, man. You're my inspiration. You're my success story of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Claude. I want to hear you. Okay. So I want to talk to my guys right now, but I want to hear you. I will be here.
Good
Thank
enough.
you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Oh, Wade Garrett's coming on. That's great. On there. I want to talk about persuasion. This morning, I was when I take my run, just to share with you guys. I don't even take my iPhone with me when I run. Good morning, Wade. My apologies to you, by the way. I had to change we had an appointment earlier today and it just didn't work for my schedule.
I was expecting what's his name from Roadhouse, Wade Garrett, Sam Elliott.
Oh, I still like any movie with Sam Elliott in there.
That was his character in Roadhouse.
Oh, okay. How about my favorite one from Sam Elliott? He just did a new one about an old movie store, an old cowboy movie store, and I
think I've seen trailers.
I think he has cancer or something like that, but he gets, but he gets in remission and he gets his life together I forget who remembers the name of that. Anyway, anyone here ever see Lifeguard?
That was the first one I ever saw.
That was the first one, and he was a stud muffin. I mean, he was a good-looking and shape guy. He was amazing. I run every morning, and I'm trying to find my book there. People are still popping on, and the book I read, the book I listened to this morning was from Scientific American, The Science of Persuasion. Am I recording? Yes, I think I am. I hope I am.
I don't see a red button.
You're right. Thank you, Dave. I am now recording. Good morning, Joseph and Helen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where's that beautiful younger woman you married?
She is getting older, so this.
Oh boy, you're in trouble.
She doesn't hear.
It's 80 degrees in Charlotte today.
Yeah, she doesn't hear me. So.
And by Wade Garrett, it's probably going to be about 75 to 80 degrees today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And I'm flying and I'm flying there tomorrow. And this morning I had to have a sweatshirt on, hat, gloves, long pants. It was 35 degrees here. We actually got snow yesterday, believe it or not.
Gonna be almost 90 here.
Oh gosh, it's great. Well, it's funny.
Santa Ana's rolling in.
It's amazing to me. You can go from winter or fall right back to summer on a plane. Anyway, I run every morning. I don't even take my iPhone anymore. I take this wonderful device called the Apple Watch. I get phone calls on it, but I usually listen to an audiobook. And this morning, I re-listened to
Dick
Scientific
Tracy- your Dick Tracy
American. I was
watch.
still talking, David. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I was listening to Robert Cialdini, Cialdine, the techniques of persuasion. And I still think that is understanding that in sales and marketing is essential to becoming successful, to becoming profitable. Anybody can put out garbage. Go ahead, David. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
I was just saying it's your Dick Tracy watch.
It's my Dick Tracy. I love this thing. This was
Remember
a
when
hard
you were a
sell.
kid? Remember when you were a kid? You were like, I can't wait till they come out. That's like, that was so futuristic for you.
I'll tell you what, I love this thing because I listen to 2 or 3 audio books a week. Okay, I'm a big audio book person. When I exercise every day, key to good health, exercise, sweat every day. I swim, I run every day, I take a steam every day or a sauna. That you want to stay young and healthy and lose those extra pounds, that'll do it. But I learn while I'm running because you got nothing else to do. It's boring. Exercise could be real boring sometimes and everything. So I learn while I'm listening. And he was reiterating about using the social proof and the scarcity. They used another word today too that I've never heard. It was they were talking about scarcity. And then someone has some background noise out there, scarcity, but they were also using the word exclusivity. What is when you're trying to persuade somebody, are there companies that use, I guess exclusivity could be a part of scarcity. What do you guys think about that? Limited supply. We only have 10 left. We're only going to make this watch for the first. We're only going to make 1,000 copies of this Piaget watch for $50,000. Okay, you guys ever see expensive watches? Really expensive? Anyone here have a very expensive watch? They're beautiful. Sometimes.
What was the name of the title again? I thought I had it in my phone, but
the title of
the book, a Cialdini book.
This was more it is the, hold on, I'll have to find it. I know I have, I think it's the psychology, there it is. Influence, the psychology of persuasion. How important is psychology? I can't show you my library, but because it's huge. How important is psychology in success? How important is today's topic is persuasion. It's Role Play Wednesday. How important is it to know how somebody else thinks, how they feel? Can you just put out, Tim, you just put out some marketing, a little bit. You got good responses, hopefully, and you got a negative response, right. That you, if you don't mind me blabbing before I asked your permission. How important is it? What can we do to make the responses more positive? There's 2 things to be successful in business. You got to do marketing, but if you're just doing the same old tired marketing as everyone else, you're going to be ignored. People waste thousands, millions of dollars in marketing, and and they want, I didn't get a response. They think if they just put out information. Can we incorporate the reciprocity, likability, trust, scarcity, social proof, or consensus? Can we blend into our marketing the different aspects of persuasion, and then also use them when we're doing the rule of 5, when we're speaking to people every day? Can we do that? Yeah. I think you need those two things, especially in the marketing. Tim, let's talk about your situation. You, if you don't mind, I'll use you're my guinea pig this morning for Role Play
I don't
Wednesday.
mind.
Thank you.
What specifically?
You
well, I guess
got
I'll
a
just say what I was
you
doing.
did give everyone the background. You did a little marketing. You offered something for free, which I told you to do,
Right.
and you got a negative response, and maybe some positive ones too. I don't know.
Yeah, I did get some positive responses, but the one negative response was basically I offered to give away a free gift, a mind map. And when I had a few people reach out to me and say they wanted it, so I sent it to them. And again, a few good positive responses and getting phone calls and meetings scheduled. But then one guy came back and said, what did he say? It's it's really low quality. And I was like, oh, like, do I just ignore this guy? Do I like, how do I, what guts moves do I use? Or do I just ignore him because he's obviously not somebody I want to work with?
Okay. And were you able to get this guy on the phone or on Zoom or something like that?
No, you suggested that I send him a message just asking him, hey, you wouldn't be willing to share your I sent him another message that you wouldn't be willing to get on Zoom and share your opinion with me. And he just ignored it. He ignored me now.
Let me do something real dangerous here. Let me give you my opinion.
Called
Yeah.
the bully out.
Yeah. Has the internet created a generation of cowards?
Yeah.
What do I
Just
mean
gonna-
by
Just
what do I
gonna
mean?
hide behind this thing here.
Do people hide behind this?
Yep.
Okay.
They don't know how to communicate anymore. It's just all.
Okay, they want to hide. Okay, they don't show their name when they do emails or texting, or sometimes when you go on even YouTube and stuff like that. You notice that people don't ever have their real. I use my real name, and I call me. I answer my own phone. My name is here. My phone number is right in here. I think part of the marketing. Okay, what could be the worst problem? You get too many phone calls, you get too many trolls and things like that.
Right.
But if you're in business, isn't it great? Do you have an opportunity to get a property like Guillermo did before? I mean, to find deals and things like that. If you're not a secret, people hide. They're cowards.
Right.
A lot of times. I would say, gee, you got a problem with me? You don't like what I say? Call me up. You want a refund? You want a guarantee? Go on Zoom. Get that face-to-face. You want to, you can use this in a lot of different ways. So let's go back to Tim here. So he said he didn't like it. My response, he didn't like your mind map. Okay. Well, gee, what is it you didn't like about it? Can you help me out? Mr. Troll, could you, I'd love your opinion. Thank you so much for responding. If you could improve this mind map, what would you want to see? Share with me your opinion, which is almost a stroke, right?
I think
How
that's
important, something like that. How do you get a response out of it? What is marketing? What is the definition of marketing? One word. I just gave it actually. What's the definition of marketing? Response.
Oh, response.
Getting someone to respond, right? To go to our webpage, to email us, to text us, to God forbid, call us. Okay. Isn't that what it's all about? So what do we do when someone is unfairly critical, or is a troll, or is nasty, or someone's just a shithead, excuse my language. Okay. Do you get emotionally involved? Remember, we always talk about emotion, right? What happens when people become emotional? They're easier to sell, aren't they?
Yeah.
What happens when we become emotional? We get pissed off at somebody who maybe did something unkind to us.
You lose control.
Yeah.
I have a question. As I was scrolling looking for that book, not to change, I'm not changing the subjects. There's a thing here with Cialdini on persuasion.
Yeah, that's his second book.
Okay. I didn't
Okay,
know the difference between persuasion and persuasion. Just
it's kind of a. I didn't like his. I'll be honest. I didn't like his second book as much. His first book took the 6 things that are used to persuade people on Madison Avenue in advertising. The greatest salespeople in the world are persuaders. And you got to ask yourself, am I a persuader? Can I use my words, the right words at the right time with the right, maybe passion, enunciation, volume, tempo? Can I use the right words? Can I form these words into questions? Can I get somebody emotionally involved so that I can change their mind? Tell me how powerful that is.
that reminds me, can you bring your guy from the stockbroker that was a student of yours that's really, he's got a whole team of people under him that are all using G.U.T.S. Could you get him on a call? That was a great call. Those are great calls with him. You did some great role plays.
You're talking about Aaron Schreier, one of my oldest and most very, very successful. A lot of zeros.
There's a lot of new people that I don't think that have ever heard him.
Yeah, he did. He and I worked together, and he's in a very competitive. He's on Park Avenue, actually, very successful, young guy too. And we tried to work on something that nobody else in his industry was really working on. The power of in a competitive market where people are sick of hearing salespeople, and you've got secretaries and guardians at the gate and assistants and everything. How do you get through to Mr. or Mrs. CEO?
Yeah, the Jordan Belfort movie really proved how hard that business is.
We did several things. The most successful was the umbrella promotion. So whenever he always wanted to, my theory is always start at the top. Don't go for the bottom or the middle. You start at the top. So whenever it rained, Aaron would go with these brand new little, these little tote umbrellas. Okay, these little ones that fall. He would go with tote umbrellas with his business card attached, and he'd go into these offices. And he'd go and get past the guardian, the secretary. This is an umbrella for you, but I want to give one to Mr. Smith, Mr. Big Shot. And if you win over the guardian at the gate, what happens next? Do they have a lot of power?
She opens the floodgate.
It's and everything. And so he got into CEOs that he could never see, that nobody could see, because on a rainy, crummy New York City day, he'd give them an umbrella. Or sometimes he'd take a basket full of cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Okay, things like that. And so we did creative things to get him in the door. And Aaron is a great salesperson. Okay, he's a pure gut sales guy. And he'd get them talking, In New York, it's called schmoozing. Just get into a good conversation with somebody. Okay, and he was great like that.
Bring him back on.
He's too busy. I'll tell you right now, he's so busy. It's work-life balance, isn't it? Can you imagine you love your job, you're making great money, and that job starts to want to seep into your health and your family life? That balance thing is a hard thing, isn't it? It is. Once you get hold of a way to make money, do you think that can overwhelm everything else in life, health and family, and maybe just all that other stuff?
Try to find that in your YouTube channel, and then make a recent post with that one morning you did with him, because that would be a great.
I think it's on Zoom somewhere, or YouTube. I have over 2,000, I don't know how, 2,500 videos on YouTube, and I always try to incorporate the lessons from Dr. Cialdini. Let's break them down a little. I have a mind map here if I can find it, if I still have it. I might have lost it. Let me see if I can find it. I think it went to another unit. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, very good. Let's do this. Let me hit share. And there it is. I was going to make one up, but I cheated and I Googled it and I found something online. By the way, for those, can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
This is a good mind map. Let's see if I can do it.
I've seen
Here.
that one before.
Yeah, I like this one. It's colorful and it's simple. Okay. We talked a lot about this on Monday. Let's break it down. Reciprocity, scarcity, authority, liking, social proof, and consistency. Okay. I also believe that there's another one. It's called trust. And that kind of comes off likability or liking, you know. And these are the 6 that he uses. There's many.
Can you make it a little bigger so we can read the little script? Thanks. Oh, you got to move it over.
This is about as good as I can do it right now.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. First one, liking. Okay. We do business with people we know, like, and trust, don't we? How do we get people to like us?
Nurture.
What do you mean by nurture? I don't know what that's a nice one. Nature, nurture. What is that?
Tell
What is that? What does that mean?
Just reinforce when they're doing when they say things that are better, like good things. I guess I don't know.
Nurture is when you get in somebody into a emotional state.
Okay.
Tim, can you imagine you're with your family? It's a cold winter night. The leaves are blowing outside. And you got that fireplace going, and you're playing with your new dog, your new 5 Chihuahuas. Okay, I always throw that in. And it's just and you got your best slippers on, and the fireplace is going and crackling. Can you smell a little pine? You threw a few pine needles in there and they're popping. And what's your favorite roast? Do you like a nice big roast beef or a nice turkey in the oven? Okay. You're not a vegan, are you, Tim?
Painting a picture.
I get it. What's the most dangerous thing you can do? Have a dinner party and everybody has a different friggin', I'm a pescatarian, I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, I'm a carnivore, I'm on this diet, I'm on that diet. How do you can't just make one meal anymore for people, can you?
No.
It's so dangerous on it. But you're smelling all these good smells out of the kitchen. You're drinking a really nice glass of wine. It's that cold night with the trees are blowing, the leaves are all over the place. And you're in this nice warm house. That's nurturing. Can you nurture somebody? Nurturing kind of comes out of stroking sometimes. You give somebody a sincere compliment. Joseph, I love your beard, man. It's so trimmed. It's so nice. You look so dapper, and you look like that guy from you look like Mr. Peanut without the cane. Okay, you look great, man. I don't know if Mr. Peanut has a beard, but does it take a lot of work and time to keep a beard looking nice like that?
Yeah, about 10 hours per day, yes.
Really? Oh my gosh, there you go. You never leave the bathroom, do you? You probably have a refrigerator next to the bidet, right? The thing is, stroking, giving a sincere, that's the operative word, a sincere compliment is getting people are more likely, like it says in the mind map, they're more likely to say yes when they know, like, and trust you. How do you get people to know, like, and trust you? You find commonality. Oh, where do you live, Joe? Oh, Dave, you're in San Diego. I live in San Diego. Oh my gosh, what part of San Diego do you live in? How do you like the weather? Oh, what's your favorite restaurant in Old Town? Okay, and boom, can you make a connection with somebody if you find out where they live, where they used to live?
Relatability.
Relatability. Thank you. $10 word. Good word. Okay. can you relate to people? Can you make the effort to try to relate to people? I can start a conversation with almost anybody. I'll go to a Walmart and, I'll see the cashier with an Apple Watch and I'll say, oh, how do you like your Apple Watch? What's your favorite app on that thing? Okay. I can go to anybody in the airport and say, what's your favorite app? What's your favorite game? You can easily start a conversation. I go to a bookstore or somebody's somebody's got a book in their hand. Oh, do you like that author? Is that a book I should buy? Is that boom. You're trapped you're in a conversation with somebody, right? How easy is it? I saw a girl this morning. I was at the gym. I'm in Colorado. She had a t-shirt that said New York City. And I've never seen this girl before, and I said, oh, are you from New York? I'm from New York. What are we doing in Colorado? And she says, oh, I'm visiting here, yada, yada. Boom, conversation. How easy is it to get someone's attention, to get them to like you, to start a conversation? And then if you can relate it to the product or service that you're trying to sell somebody, if there's some connection there, okay, isn't it easier? Go ahead.
10 seconds. When I first met you, I was very shy. When I was young, I never talked to girls. Now I'm older, but because of the things I've learned from you, my sons are like, yay, come on, you're going to talk to somebody else? I start conversations with everybody. I'm at Costco. I see one, just like you're talking about, you see somebody pick something up. Oh, I tried that last week. You become like a mensch.
Yeah.
You just start yakking at people. Oh, that's really good. You should buy that. And they're like,
skill?
oh, really? It's good. Yeah. And then you just start talking to people. And I'm with my sons and they're like, ay.
Even if you're an introvert, here's a question. Can an introvert, I'm a recovering introvert. Okay. I used to be very shy. Okay. And I would never start a conversation. I would avoid confrontation. Anything. I remember in school, I used to always love to sit in the back of the room. The teacher wouldn't call on you as much. You wouldn't have to go on the front of the room to read your report and stuff like that and everything. But in business, to be successful, to think, act, and sound like a millionaire, do you think having people like you is a good thing to have? Yeah,
absolutely.
But we have to practice it. People always ask me, Claude, how do you get good at this? How do you overcome that introvertedness? How do you become a crazy loud person? You work at it. And
it's the simplest compliment too to somebody, like you'll see a really pretty woman and I love your haircut. And they're like, they like are shocked that somebody even looked at their hair. They're like, oh, thank you. Or they're wearing these really killer shoes. And women with their shoes, it's like, you noticed my shoes? Oh my God. And then you're talking to a strange woman.
What's the dumbest thing men do when they want to meet a woman? What's the stupid, corny, dumb pickup lines that men do?
God, I don't know.
Stupid stuff, right? What, Tim?
What's a girl like you doing in a place like this?
Yeah. Come here often. Let me buy you a drink, and they're cheesy, they're inappropriate. But if you went to somebody and said, "Ooh, what are you drinking? That looks good. Ooh, maybe I should get some. I had a bad day today. I need a drink. What do you, or I like your earrings. I need to buy a gift for my 96-year-old mother-in-law. And she loves, can you mind if I ask you, those earrings are beautiful. Where did you get them from? Can you start a conversation without sounding like a jerk?
I wish I knew when I was 15, 16, what I know now.
Yes. And the rule of 5 always comes in effect. We have to start speaking to people. So we got to get them to like us. How, when we're selling something, let's talk about scarcity or exclusivity. When we're doing marketing or when we're selling a product or service, is scarcity. People want things that are rare, unique, difficult to obtain. How about your time? How about, what's the worst thing you can do? Somebody calls you up. Well, I'll think about it. Let me call you in a couple days or something like that. I say, oh yeah, Mr. Prospect, call me anytime you want. What's the message you're saying to that prospect? Joe, you got
I'm
unmute
not
yourself,
busy.
Joe.
Don't call.
You're just saying I'm free all the time. My time, I have all the time in the world. I am such, I am so not busy and everything. You just call me whenever you want. That's fine. It was so nice to speak. But if the gut salesperson will use scarcity and say, Joseph, here's the problem. I am so busy. So many people want this property or want my note or want my life insurance or my new the Porsche that I'm selling or the Audi 8. And the trouble is, you may call me and you'll probably go to voicemail and I think the car is going to be gone. The house is going to be gone very quickly. Is it? So when you tell me you're going to call me back, why don't we just say we're done right now? Because somebody else might want that. Somebody else will probably want that.
You also use struggle in the scarcity.
You could always struggle a little. It's always when you readily say to somebody, oh, no problem, call me whenever you want. You're saying you have no value, no self-respect, in my opinion. You guys can disagree with anything I say here. When the person says, I'll call you later, say, sir, we have a problem. Or, if they say, listen, can I call you later today at 4:30? Struggle, what's the problem, sir? I have so many appointments today. I've got people at 3:30, 4:30, 5 o'clock. Let me ask you this. And breathe heavy. Always breathe heavy, because that insinuates struggle.
Especially when you're face to face on Zoom, they can see your face.
Exactly. Joseph, what do you want to talk? You 4:30. If I move my appointments around, if I change it's my wife's birthday today. I was going to take her out to dinner at 4:30 this afternoon, have a few drinks, but I think maybe I can talk her into moving it back a little bit. And if I change my wife's birthday, our cocktail party and our birthday with our friends and everything, so that you and I can speak at 4:30, you will be there on time, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, I'll be on time.
Oh, you're a gentleman. I know you're a man of your word. Thank you. What's going to happen at 4:30 that couldn't happen right now?
Possibly call. Possibly.
Possibly call or possibly do a deal.
No, it's possibly call and do a deal.
Okay. Well, you're definitely going to call me at 4:30 if I move, because my wife's going to be pissed off at me if I change her whole birthday cocktail plans. I got to call up our friends and reschedule this all. So, I mean, is there a likelihood any chance we could do business right now?
No, I'm really busy, but I will call it for Tori, I promise.
Okay. Well, on a 1 through 10, 10 meaning we're going to do a contract. We're going to do a deal. You're going to pay me. What now? And a 1 meaning you probably don't want to do this at all. What score would you give yourself right now?
8.
What do I need to do to get you to 10?
As usual, I have to talk to my wife.
Okay. So
before my call. It's
okay.
High authority.
Okay. So you're a newlywed. You just got married, right? You're on a honeymoon?
Yeah, approximately.
Oh, okay. Okay. So listen, well, I'm going to make all these changes. Let's talk at 4:30. And if you want to say no, you can say no right away. Is that fair?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for your honesty.
I try to be straightforward and transparent. And if it's a question of money, let me make this. If instead of making one full payment, suppose I was willing to offer financing, would you want to maybe at 0 interest? That wouldn't make a difference, would it?
Can you make it?
Let's pretend I could. What would you say to me next?
Let's do it.
What?
Let's do it.
Boom. Okay. That was a very good role play, by the way. Thank you. That was a very good role play. Can you sometimes that's called a guts move. It's usually money. You throw something out there, there's some reluctance, and it's usually about money. And then you throw in a hypothetical. Let's pretend for a moment I could do financing at 0 interest. And he said, and Joseph said, well, could you really do that? And then I said, let's pretend I could. What would you say to me next? He just painted himself in a corner, didn't he?
Yeah.
Stall, and this is part of Cialdini's. The stalls, the objections, they can be opportunities to close people using the gut system. How about reciprocity? Can we hold your question, Dave? Reciprocity. If Joseph helps me with something minor, we talked about this on Monday. Joseph says, yes, I can meet with you at 4:30. And I'll say, and I'll compliment him, I'll stroke him, and a little nurturing. And then I'll say, you know what, Joseph, you're such a, you know what, thank you for doing, thank you. Could you do one small favor for me? Would it be possible if I was willing to do financing, we could do business right now or something? Reciprocity is when you ask for something in return. People are most likely to give back when what's given is unexpected and personalized. You give up something that's not important to you, that you know you can give up, and you struggle a little with it, and then you ask for something back. Okay, it's much harder for them to say no when they owe you, right? So you're always, you know, so ask me for any, let's role play a reciprocity. Somebody asked me for something. Can you send me a contract, a book, a free this or that? Somebody asked me for something.
Hey, Claude, I saw you on your website, you offer a free book.
Yeah, a lot of books. Which book would you like?
Which one do you recommend that will make me a better salesman?
Great question. The gut sales method rules, or how to sell with guts. I recommend.
I like that first one.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't want both copies, would you?
Sure.
You know what? And I don't have any more hard copies to send, but I can send you I can go to the time and trouble and send you both for free, the digital copy. Could you do one little thing for me for free though? Could you do one little thing for me?
What's that?
You told me that your business, let me think, what do I want to ask back from you? If you like the books and we speak again on Friday, would it be possible maybe we could do some business together?
Such as?
Could we talk on Friday at 2:30 in the afternoon? Since I'm sending you the book. Reciprocity means giving something that struggling with it and then asking for something back. Okay. Authority. Let's talk about authority. Time's going fast.
I just had something to kind of link the likability and the reciprocity. Every time I meet somebody important, like a gatekeeper or somebody that owns a company, and I have a little rapport with them, you know, we start talking about stuff. I'll try to find out like a birthday somehow, or I'll call somebody and I'll put that in my planner. And like a gatekeeper, if you send her a box of candy or some kind of a card or something, she's going to remember you. And, you know, then she's going to feel the reciprocity. Wow, this guy remembered my birthday. And the next time he pops in, or if he calls, I gotta, you know, maybe do something nice for him.
That's towards liking. Did you ever give something to somebody, a gift? Did you ever go to a wedding and give somebody a check or a gift or something? Or you went to some kids, my favorite example is we have some people we know, and what do they do when their kids graduate from school, middle school, high school, college? They send out those little cards. You're invited, but what they really want is a check, right? And so you send a check. And I remember once we didn't even know these people that well, but we knew them, and their kid was graduating or something. So we send them a check. Do you think that little shit ever said thank you to us? Do you instantly go, when you do something nice from somebody and they don't acknowledge it or say the most simple thing in the world, thank you, what emotions do you go through?
Frustration.
Yeah. You get pissed off, don't you? Did you ever do something?
You're offended.
Yeah. Did you ever? I'll tell you what. Here, I'll tell you how crazy I am. Did you ever hold the door open for somebody, and they're totally oblivious to no acknowledgement, no thank you, not even a nod. They just like you're the doorman for the universe. Guess what I do? If usually it's when it's a kid or something like that. I'll say, "Hey, you're welcome, you little shit." Right? It's amazing. This is all part of successful people use different persuasion techniques and consistency, getting commitment from people. How many times can we get somebody to say yes? Can we use hypotheticals with people? Inconsistency. People want, can we get them in that yes ladder, I call it? Can we go to somebody and say, hey, I don't know if I can help you today, Tim, but if there was a solution to your problem and that could remove this issue, this problem that's costing you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of frustration, and maybe increase your profits. If you found a solution, you wouldn't be able to take action on that right away, would you?
Well, yeah, I would.
Okay, boom. I'm getting the yes. Okay, I didn't say it. I didn't say I have it. I said if you found it, if it was available. That's a hypothetical, an imaginary suggestion. Sometimes we do that with stories. Sometimes we use you guys who know me, you heard the redirection in there. I went negative, right? You wouldn't take an action on that if you found a solution to your problem. You wouldn't. And naturally, where does it go? Towards the other side of the spectrum, right? It would go to the positive right away. Sometimes when you want a negative answer, people go to me all the time about competition. Well, what do you think of this person, Grant Cardone or something? Oh, they're great. And they answer their own phone. And I'm sure if you called him up right now, he'd speak to you for 30, 40 minutes and answer all your questions before he asked you for all that money, right? Well, no, I tried calling and all I could get was that nice girl in the Philippines. I really can't get hold of those people. So you can use it either way, positive or negative, to enhance your position and maybe closing that person today. How about social proof? What is social proof? Do we like to do things that we think everybody else is doing? I remember a couple of years, I Popeye's chicken recently. Do you remember the lines when they came out with that crispy chicken sandwich? There were lines on the news down the block and everything just to get a chicken sandwich. You'd people waiting in line. In-N-Out Burger, when it opened, the first one opened up in Denver. The line went like a mile, the drive-through window went like a mile down the road. They had to get out the police and traffic people and everything like that.
Wow.
Okay. Do we want to do things? Okay. Do people lose individual thought? When they see that they want to be part of that flock, that crowd, don't they? They want to do what everybody else does, right?
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah. I saw a guy, I go swimming every day, and I saw this young guy. He was in his mid-20s, and he had a picture on his entire back. He was a tall, big guy. On his entire back, he had a dead fish. Okay, and a tattoo on his back. And I've said to myself, why would anyone want a dead fish on his back? It's just like, why would you do that? He's probably doing it because, I don't know, because all his friends had fish or SpongeBob or something tattooed on their back. I always go ahead, Tim. Did you have a question?
No, well, kind of, because you made me think of, like, when you're talking about social proof, you have a thing where you'll say something like, why do people pay? Like somebody might say, well, you're too expensive, and you'll say,
You're right.
why do you think people pay? You kind of let them create their own social proof in their head.
Right.
Like you're creating social proof out of thin air. And I always imagined before meeting you, social proof meant I had to go get testimonials and all this stuff. But the fact is, testimonials come later, but I can create social proof in their head just by Gus moves.
Yeah.
Am I on the right track there?
Yeah, no, you're right. People want to do what they think everybody else is doing, or everybody, here's the rule. Everyone is insecure. Everybody thinks the other guy or girl is smarter or knows something they don't know. You know, we're in a culture where everybody wants to do what everybody else does. You ever watch the fashion industry? What goes on in the fashion industry? Do you ever see some of the silly clothing, dumb clothing that they have in the magazines and things like that? And I would never wear that, but somebody's buying this stuff because it was in the media, or they think everybody else is buying it right now.
I have a question on that social proof. When you're starting something new, or you got a new job and you don't have any testimonials, and people are asking for referrals and testimonials, what's a good way to handle that?
Let's it's role play Wednesday. Let's do that.
I mean, you plan on having them as you develop your clientele.
You're starting brand new. You have no success stories. You have no testimonials. You have nothing to bring to the table to, you know what's
just your skills.
Right. Well, you have to go to the Claude Diamond University. It's called Fake It Until You Make It You. Okay.
So how ethical is that?
I didn't say lie.
Okay.
I never lie. But there's a way to phrase things in such a way that people think, maybe this is the person I like, this is a person I trust, this is someone who's accountable, this is somebody, maybe they're going to work harder because they're just starting out. Maybe they, and there's always a way to put a good spin on something to get it. Give me the role play. Go ahead. Give me that question that you said before. Do you have testimonials?
Oh, yeah. Do you have any referrals or testimonials from any of your past clients?
What a great question. Oh man, I'm so glad. I wish more people would ask me questions. You've done your homework, Mr. Skolnick. Thank you for asking that question. Let me ask you something. If I gave you the world's greatest testimonials, I gave you a list of people to speak to who would tell you about my program, about my products, how good they are, and I gave them to you today, what would happen when we speak at 2:30?
I would need more time to contact them.
No, you'd have plenty of time. I'll give you a list of names. You'll be able to contact them. Let's pretend for a moment I could give you this list of people, and you contacted them and you got hold of all of them today. You got hold of the people today, and you knew to a substantial certainty about my veracity, about my product line, about the way I do business, and you felt good about it. What would happen if we spoke at 2:30?
I'd like to discuss working with you, if that's
Does that
what I
mean
feel.
Does that mean we'd move forward today if you got exactly what you needed?
If I get the answers I'm looking for.
So if you get the answers you're looking for, when we speak today at 2:30, the answer, you and I will make a commitment and move forward and sign a contract. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm willing to do that. I like what you have to say.
No, that's not what I asked you though, sir.
Well, I mean, I like your program, and I'd like to just have some people that have worked with you before.
And you know what? It's a high likelihood I can give you everything you need. But what I need to know from you is, before I do all this work, before I contact all these people, before I give you all this information, what are you going to say to me next?
If you make the effort to do that, yeah, I want to do business with you.
And the money is not an issue, because this is an expensive program.
We'd need to talk about that. What other?
Okay, so before we do
avenues.
all those, off the role play. What did I just find out?
Money's an issue as well.
Did you guys hear the word I used? Hypothetical, wishy-washy words. We can use them, but we also have to listen for them. Let's pretend, imagine I could give you the best references, testimonials in the world. What would you say to me at 2:30? First thing David did was, well, I need more time. Okay, so he's obfuscating. He's trying to get out of that. He knows what I'm doing. So then I said, let's pretend you got the best references and everything. I still couldn't get a yes out of him. And then I got a little bit of a maybe yes out of him. That consistency we were talking about in a little while ago. Then the next thing was the money issue. When should we talk about the money, by the way?
Up front.
Right, because what happens when we give, and then we meet with them and we've overcome all the stalls and objections, except we didn't discuss the money, the financial aspect. What do they always say? What do they say, Joseph?
Oh, I did not think that it's so much.
Yeah.
I don't have it right now.
So exactly. So now, even though you had the testimonials, or you didn't, or you did all this work, you gave all this information, you bought them lattes and a steak dinner, they still don't have the money or the authority. They go, I got to talk to my spouse, or the timing is wrong. So do we have, this is the question, do we have rights in the persuasion process?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now let's go back to that role play that David suggested, because I kind of jumped over it. David, let me ask you something. I'm just getting started in this. Can I be totally transparent with you right now?
Sure.
In terms of, I can give you personal references, people who've known me from my family and from other companies I've worked for. But in terms of this business, this is so early because we just got started 3 months ago. We really don't have all those testimonials and referrals and things like that you really require. Is that a deal killer for us today? You can tell me the truth.
Well, it's kind of important.
I agree with you. I agree with you, because you'd be taking a risk on someone who doesn't have that long-term history. And if I was in your position, I'd feel the same way. But you know what's the really good thing about getting someone like me?
That's
I'm going to work 10 times harder to earn your trust, to help you solve your problem in your business, because I have something to prove. And if I can help you double your business, increase your sales, put you in a better policy or program to your personal satisfaction over the next 30, 60 days, would you be a referral for me?
damn, that was a good one. Really was good.
We are in the business, my mentor used to always say, we are in the business of turning chicken shit into chicken salad. Okay.
That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, do you go to your kids, or do you go to some friends and act like they were your clients? Or
you can make a joke out of it back in the role play. David, you know what? Would you like to talk?
Not everybody wants to talk to people, but
yeah. How many people would you like to speak to today, David, in order for us to make a commitment and move forward?
At least 3 or 4.
Would you like to speak to my wife, my mother-in-law, and my 2 kids? I think they'll vouch for me.
I'm sure you're a great guy, but
I'd
like to know more about, people you've done business with.
I know it was a joke, David. David, you're taking this too seriously. Can I get you to swallow some charcoal briquettes? We'll get in 24 hours. We'll have a diamond. Okay. I use humor sometimes. I really continue. You're laughing. I love it. I really say stupid shit like this sometimes. I really do. Because
humor disarms people.
Exactly. Say that again. That was brilliant.
Humor disarms people.
Humor dissolves people. How come? Do we get a little too serious? This is so serious. Okay.
Well, you're acting like I see. I'm concerned for myself, but you're acting like the opposite. It's not a big deal to you, so you're making a joke out of it, which kind of gets them off the thought of, how bad do you really need these testimonials? Is it a real deal? Like you're saying, is it a deal killer?
Talk to my wife and kids. They'll tell you great things about me. That's what you meant, right, sir? You make a joke out of it, have fun with it. And then tell the truth, be transparent.
What about the anal guy though, that's really wanting
sir,
to know for business?
The anal guy. Sir, if I gave you the best testimonials, the phone numbers, the people who you could speak to today, and they spoke for my company, my product, my service, and you felt wonderful by 12 o'clock today, what would you say next to me? you see, these are opportunities to close people. They are always going to bring garbage to the table. Oh, this, can you do this? And this guy said this, and do you have these referrals? And do you have this and this? And what you do is put it in the imaginary world. You create the little Disneyland castle, and you say, let's pretend, suppose, imagine. If we, I'm not saying we can, sir, but if we gave you all that, what would you say next to me?
That's where the reciprocity is.
Right. Or reciprocity. You got to get them paying. See, they bring up garbage. You see, everybody else would see this as a threat. Oh, I need the testimonials. I need the referrals. I need to be in the business. I need to be in business when Noah landed the ark and everything like that. What do people really want?
A solution to their problem.
They want solution, they want credibility, they want accountability. Should your business model be where you're handing off your business to third parties or to autoresponders or to AI or to people who speak bad languages in other third world countries? Or should your business model be high accountability so people know that they're working with the person that they're paying? That is the key. I have to go, guys.
Oh man, it's already 10.
It went fast. Good session. Thank you. Give yourselves a round. Good participation. Good questions and everything. Go out there and be persuaders. Okay.
Happy birthday, Claudia.
She's upstairs, but I'll tell her you said that. Thank